So I'm Marissa, I'm here with Leland Morris from the LobstertruckDC. Thanks for talking with me today.
Thanks for having us.
So you guys started in New York, right? And you have a pretty successful operation there.
Sure did.
What made you decide to expand, and what made you pick DC specifically?
Yeah, well, it was actually my business partner's cousin who started up in Red Hook, Brooklyn about 2 years ago. And I think she found herself in a situation where she had more business than she knew what to do with.
Okay.
She approached Doug, who lives here, about expanding down here just to do like tents and special events. And you know, we kind of evolved the idea into doing a truck. He actually approached me about it, and I said, absolutely no way am I going to do this. And then after a while of thinking about it, I said, oh, okay, let's give it a try.
All right.
And here we are today. I think we started on, I think our launch party was August 19th or 20th. First day was at Farragut Square, ran out of food 3 times, and it was nuts. But no looking back ever since.
And why do you think DC is a good city for food trucks?
Well, I think food in DC in general is really, you know, becoming more of a focus to, you know, everybody in the city. I also think that it's been so limited in choices that, you know, bringing in all these different ideas and concepts with food, it's just a natural kind of extension to what's happening with brick and mortar restaurants, and then for that to spill over into the truck, you know, phenomenon is just a, like I said, just a natural extension. So.
And with the truck phenomenon, there's been a lot of talk about kind of the uncertainty of the future, what's going to happen with legislation passed and everything. So what would you say to make the case for why DC should keep the food trucks around? Easy.
People want it. So I think, you know, the curbside cook-off was evidence of that. Thousands of people showed up over the course of 2 days. I think anybody could go to anywhere that the food trucks are and see the lines and the excitement, and hear the comments from the people, from the consumers. You know, oh my God, I'm so happy you guys are here today. I'm so sick of eating at, you know, the 5 restaurants that are right there, and we offer a new choice. So I think that's the key. You know. Is
there anything specific you would want to see come out of the legislation?
Yeah, I think it's really important that they allow mobile vendors to stay mobile. There are some conversations out there about taking that aspect of our business away, or forcing our mobility into areas that are, you know, X number of feet away from restaurants.
Yeah.
You go downtown and you tell me where you're not within 100 feet of a restaurant at all times. So that basically pushes us out to areas that aren't sustainable for us.
Yeah.
So I think those are the 2 key aspects.
Okay. And so you came in second place for a curbside cook-off.
Right.
What was that whole experience like?
Overwhelming. Yeah, overwhelming. We had no idea what to expect. We showed up packed to capacity, and the first night we were sold out, I think, by like 5:30. So we brought more the second day and said, we're going to do it today. And that night we made it till, I think, 6:30.
Okay.
So it was incredible. It was just awesome. I mean, the lines were long for everybody, but I thought it was great to see all the food trucks in one place, and I thought it was great to see the public response to it.
Yeah.
So.
Out of curiosity, how many pounds of lobster and pounds of shrimp did you go through that day, or those 2 days?
Yeah, I'd hate to take, I think it was about 350 pounds of lobster.
Oh my God,
and about
that's a lot of lobster.
About 80 pounds of shrimp. So.
That's a lot of lobster and a lot
of shrimp.
It's a lot, yeah. All right, and so is all your seafood really from Maine, and does that ever complicate your operation?
Yeah, it does. All of our seafood does come in from Maine. Actually, just on Thursday night, received our delivery at about 1 o'clock in the morning from Portland, Maine. Maine has, you know, an off season for fresh product. So, you know, during that time, we either have to use frozen Maine product or fresh Canadian product. And we're not sure what we're going to do with that this year. I think what, you know, fresh product is ideal, but we're also very much in support of the way Maine fisheries are managed. So, not to say that Canadian fisheries are mismanaged, but we just like the style, you know, Maine has some of the most sustainable fisheries on the planet. But we also want to make sure that we're maintaining a certain quality level for our customers. I think that the frozen product is slightly diminished in its quality. Not much, it's more of a textural difference.
Yeah.
So I think what we'd like to do is open it up to our customers and hear from them, hear what they think.
Okay.
So.
Can you talk a little bit about the issue of sustainability and how that factors into the truck or who you purchase food from?
Yeah, I mean, we're very, keyed into the fact that, again, Maine is some of the most sustainable fisheries on the planet. We can buy the type of shrimp that we use from, several different sources, but we choose to go with wild Maine shrimp just because of that. Again, the lobster, they manage their lobster program so well that when they had the shutdowns occurring further south of Maine, Maine wasn't affected by it because they still have such an abundance of lobster.
Okay.
But it really goes into everything. I mean, we went through a lot of trouble to get the soda dispenser on the truck instead of serving bottles because that's 400 bottles a day that are going into a landfill now. We use compostable cups. So it's every aspect like that, and all the materials that we use, how can we reduce our impact? How can we make it, from a recyclable material or something that's already been used? And I think it's partly because of the dynamic that we have to operate in. Space is limited.
Yeah.
Efficiency is, at an all-time heightened, awareness level. And a lot of the practices that you gain through being a little bit more sustainable or environmentally friendly, they also just make good business sense, in this kind of model. So,
how many people do you serve on an average day?
On an average day, about 350.
What would you say that is different about your lobster rolls and shrimp rolls? What makes it so good?
I think it's, we source absolutely the highest quality product that we can find, and we keep it really simple. I think our lobster roll is exactly what people ate 30 years ago in Maine, when they were a little kid up there visiting their granddad or something.
Yeah.
We keep it really classic, really simple. We let the product speak for itself, and that's it. It's not an overcomplicated thing. So,
could you run me through like the typical day with the lobster truck?
Yeah, typical day. We get everybody out to our kitchen in Falls Church at about 8:30 in the morning. We do some food prep. We get the truck packed, and everything happens very fast. Ideally, we leave the kitchen by 10:15, 10:30 to get over to DC by about 11:15.
Okay.
Go through service. Generally ends around 2:30. Some days 3 o'clock. Go back, clean the truck, do some more food prep, get ready for the next day, and go home and get a little bit of rest. Do it all over again. The days that are really tough are when we try to go back out for a night shift as well.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Is there anything else you would like to add?
No, I think it's just, I think the important thing that is going to come out of what's happening with the legislation right now is that there's going to be a real bridge between brick and mortar restaurants and food trucks. There's a win-win out there. We just have to find the right groups of people to look for it and, be willing to participate in the process. I think there's a lot of, miscommunication and bad information out there right now. And I'd love for that to get cleared up. And I'd love for these partnerships to develop in terms of, how can a truck work with a brick and mortar restaurant so that both people have a great experience and, both people reap a benefit from it. So,
okay.
Yeah,
well,
that's
thanks
it.
so much for talking with me today.
Thank you.
Bon appetit, foodies.